Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
All right, welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast.
Kevin's eyes look insane, but he's got new hair. Virginia is a witch and she farts in her chair. Jason is a spaz who's got an old man's ass. Welcome to the After the Show podcast.
Yeah, here we go. Welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast. Good to see everybody here today. Good news on Jaybird. He's looking and feeling better, getting more energy. Getting rid of those symptoms, got himself a negative COVID test today, so he'll be back in the regular studio with us on Monday.
Yeah, I'm headed to the costume shop after this.
Oh, you are? Okay. What are you getting today?
Some fake blood, some stuff.
Okay. That sounds like a fun little Friday. A little fake blood. Check that stuff out.
Clearly, Virginia's not in the studio because it's very quiet.
I'm on my period. I have some real blood you can use.
Oh, there you go.
That's so fucking vile.
It is kind of gnarly.
I mean, you want help?
Yeah.
You don't hear too many morning shows where
No.
the female says she's got period blood for another coworker.
No, that usually doesn't happen. But, you know.
I'm just looking to save you money at the costume shop, but I'll keep it.
There you go. Yeah, I'm off to get my little vaccine thing today.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I'm doing that. That's one reason I had to get in here and get going.
You get the Moderna.
Yeah, I made a switcheroo. I had it booked for a Walgreens. It was doing the Pfizer. And, actually, I'm through the whole thing, and I talk about this vaccine crap because I don't care. I think it's silly, but I'm just letting you know, hey, this is, you all do you. This is what I do for me. I am glad that I put it off the way that I did and as long as I did because things were changing so much. And I'm like, when am I going to pull the trigger on this thing? And I'm glad I did because if I'd have gone last week, I'd have gotten the Pfizer. And then I've seen that story that it is now because it's the Delta variant. The Delta is a different kind of monster. And I had what seemed almost like a completely different COVID. And so the Delta monster, I wanted just a little bit more protection. I do have the antibodies, so I feel good there, but I just want a little added protection. And I was reading the stories that were just coming out saying, yeah, even just one shot, really kicks your antibodies through the roof and gives you a lot of extra protection. But yeah, the Pfizer in July had dropped to 42% efficacy while Moderna held. They dropped too, but down to 76.
That's a big difference.
It is a big difference. And I'm like, so if I'd have gone last Friday like I originally thought I was going to, I would have gotten the Pfizer and be like, go figure, man. I knew I shouldn't have got this stupid vaccine.
Well, I got the Pfizer because a lot of healthcare professionals that I talked to said, oh, yeah, get the Pfizer. The Pfizer's better than the Moderna. But no one's got a crystal ball.
Right.
So we don't know what's going to happen, in a month from now,
Yeah.
much less tomorrow.
So I'm still kind of rolling the dice because who knows? We'll probably, as soon as I get the Moderna, there'll probably be something that comes out about Moderna. But, it's a matter of this whole thing has been crazy. It shifts radically every single day. And, just how sick I've seen some people get, like Bird. And then I just, heard from other people that did have the antibodies that still got a pretty good knockdown on the illness. So I said, I'm just going to go as safe as I can on this one.
I'm dealing with some other shit right now. I just got a message from one of my neighbors saying there's a loose coyote in the neighborhood.
Oh, I've seen some things on the next door about that where coyotes have gone and I think like mauled some cats and things like that. Yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah.
Damn. They said this thing was big and healthy looking and just cruising down the street.
Yeah.
Damn.
That'll happen in some neighborhoods.
Do they attack people?
Only people who are just recovering from COVID.
And wearing a bear shirt.
Yeah, honestly, you look like you're taunting it. If it ever had to stand up and come against somebody, it's what you have on right now.
They love bear shirts. That's what I heard.
I can see that.
Yeah. So that'll be it. Yeah, watch out for that coyote. Wouldn't it be crazy? Jaybird survives COVID and then a coyote takes him out?
He's going out to check the mail and gets freaking mauled.
I mean, we're sitting here all relieved for his health and wellness today, and then we get a call like, yeah, weirdest thing, man. Jaybird got mauled by a coyote. He's not doing well. What?
Well, that coyote would hit the fucking jackpot because that would taste delicious.
No, he probably knows that too. Probably just keep on going.
Hey, you better not go outside because you pretty much are like a coyote buffet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seasoned just right for the coyote.
Oh, yeah, dude, looks good. Other stuff this weekend, we talked about the Marlins being home against the Cubs, if that would be your thing. But there's also those restaurant deal things going on, like now through the end of the month. They got the Delray Beach Restaurant Month is going on. If you go to downtowndelraybeach.com/restaurant month, you can find great deals and save money if you want to go out for dinner this weekend.
Love that.
Miami Spice is going on right now. If you go to Miami, it's like miamiandbeaches.com. You can go on there. Just do a Google search for Miami Spice. You can find all the restaurants doing it. It's 140 different restaurants in Miami Spice.
It's a lot of good ones, too.
Yeah, a lot of really good ones. So you could save some money there. And the next week, the Palm Beaches Restaurant Week gets going. So if you love to dine out, this is a good month to do it.
Woohoo!
Yeah, because you'll have a whole bunch of cool places to go, and you'll save money. Like there's a lot of places the Queen and I we don't go because it's like I just don't want to pay that much for food. You know, I'm not a necessary foodie. I like decent food, but I'm not going to pay. I have a definite tipping point.
Well, the great thing about things like Miami Spice is you get fantastic food and then you get a deep, deep discount. So it's like the best of both.
Yeah. So if I'm ever going to do some of those restaurants, this is about the only time I do it with, those kind of deals.
Y'all remember those deals back in the day? They would have those big fucking coupon books.
Yeah.
And it had all kinds of deals.
My
for
parents
all the
would get that, yeah. Yeah. Oh,
They still have that local. I think a lot of sports teams still float those around, and you can buy the book for like $20.
Diners Club or something like that was maybe one of it.
Yeah. Taylor Morgan still has her thing too. Quench Time.
Okay.
Taylor Morgan has that with dining deals.
I thought it was worth it back in the day. I remember it being really valuable. Everyone in Lake Park wanted one.
Yeah, I remember my parents got one. I thought it was valuable too. I can't remember what they paid for it, but then I remember going through it.
Yeah, there's some great, great deals, like BOGO galore.
Yeah.
It's so fun to go through that big ass book.
And you're holding it and you're like, I'm so powerful. Look at all this free stuff.
Yeah, my parents really couldn't get me to read as a kid, but unless they gave me a restaurant book. And, when it was me basically shopping for where I was going to feed my fat little face, I would be like, oh, yeah, I'd thumb through that thing for hours. Hey, let's go here, let's go there. Some great stuff. There's a couple changes to some other restaurants. IHOP is going to be adding beer, wine, and champagne to the menu at a dozen IHOP locations by the end of the year.
This is great news.
Yeah, and they hope to eventually offer them at most of their restaurants in the U.S. And honestly, why not? I mean, the markup on alcohol is so big, and there's a lot of places. For me, I'm a drinker. I love drinking, and so. Honestly, if there was a place and they didn't have booze, I'd be like, I ain't going there.
I threw a fit one time in an IHOP because I didn't realize they didn't have booze. And I was like,
really?
Wait, what? They don't have alcohol? We are out of here.
This is probably because of you.
Good.
Yeah.
I haven't had booze in 2 weeks.
Oh.
Dang. Oh, that's tough. That's what finally got me to want to do the vaccine. I don't want to take 2 weeks off of drinking.
I'm not doing it.
Not doing it. No, They say that Wendy's, too, is doing something different. Interesting little morph. They're hopping on that ghost kitchen trend.
Yes, where you have like a fake delivery kitchen out of your restaurant.
Yeah, I guess what they're going to be doing is they're going to be opening at least 700 delivery-only locations. They're going to be hiring kitchen staff, but third parties like DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Grubhub will deliver the food.
What's the name of it going to be?
I don't know if it's going to be anything other than just Wendy's. So I don't know, because ghost kitchen usually means that we have a different name and the ghost is that it's a phantom behind, and that's the concept of it. So they haven't said the name. They said they're going to be doing that, and maybe it's just that I think they're really going to be doing it places that don't have big dining areas. So I don't know. Maybe they want you to think of Wendy's as more gourmet. We'll deliver.
What an underwhelming story.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just weird. Like, do they open up a separate kitchen facility or do they operate out of the Wendy's kitchen?
I think you're going to be opening out of the Wendy's kitchen is what
okay.
they're going to be doing. I think they're doing more delivery on it, but it might mean that they're expanding the menu. And so maybe they'll be doing more deliverable type food. It won't be just necessarily a burger and fry type concept.
Interesting.
Yeah, I wasn't calling you underwhelming, Kevin. The people at Wendy's I was not attacking your report.
Okay.
Whatever. You're a dick. We all know.
I learned it from you.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I know a lot of fast food joints are looking to change the game and trying something different. And is it not just good enough anymore just to be good? I mean, I thought Chick-fil-A was teaching us just do your thing and drive-thrus are great and just be good. It just seems like some of these fast food places don't want to be accountable to just giving you good food and great service.
There's some really shitty things going on in the fast food community for sure.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that enough?
Yeah, I mean, Chick-fil-A figured it out. They pay their people more. They have a strict screening process. They only hire on it, happy, want to be their people. Mm-hmm. And while everybody else is struggling to get employees, when you go through the Chick-fil-A drive-thru, they still have it down pat. Those little perky teens are so happy to see you.
Well, the biggest complaint about Chick-fil-A's is that they're too busy.
Yeah.
In the lines.
That's it, but they do move you fast.
They do, but still, they're getting so many people in there. I was impressed to find out that they were cranking through, 150 cars an hour?
Wow.
In Fort Lauderdale, and if they get that extra room, they go to 180.
No wonder they can pay their people more.
I mean, that's insane. I mean, what would be the average order? Probably, say, maybe $10 at a Chick-fil-A, 5 to 10 at least, right?
Yeah, probably 10.
Okay, if you had $10 and you had 150 cars, Virginia, you know how much that is because you're so good at math.
10 times 150 equals $1,500 an hour.
$1,500 an hour, huh? Okay.
What?
Yeah.
Is that right? $10 times 150 people.
Oh, Virginia's working this out.
$1,500 an hour.
Yeah. So it'd be how much?
I think it's $1,500 an hour, sir.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we'll go with that.
My iPhone said it, but, I mean, I'm the one pushing the buttons over here, so nothing is certain.
Yeah. $1,500 an hour. I mean, is that, I don't know, in terms of restaurant, is that considered impressive?
Would you take a chicken job if they paid you $100,000, but $75,000 of that was in chicken?
No.
Think about your family.
What, they can't, what are you going to live in, a chicken house and drive a chicken car?
How many hours a day is Chick-fil-A open?
I don't know.
12?
Maybe. I think they close probably like 8 or, probably what, 9, maybe 10?
That's $18,000 a day.
Yeah, but they don't keep that same rate of traffic the entire day. That was just,
Stop doing math, Virginia.
She's now she got some wind in her sails.
Can I prorate the latter hours?
She's got that big dick math energy right now, which she should never have.
Yeah. Okay, so that's still pretty impressive. All right, let me see here. A couple other things going on. We had the Raise Your Hand poll earlier. We asked the KVJ show, raise your hand if you've done drugs with a complete stranger. 60% said yes to that.
Yeah, some people thought I was lying. I just couldn't remember ever doing that with the stranger. I mean, maybe weed. Does that count?
Yeah, that would count, right?
Okay, then I'll raise my hand.
Yeah.
Of course it counts.
Yeah, I was kind of looking at it like, oh, wow, Bert's never been in a situation where he's smoked weed with somebody he didn't know.
Everybody, I don't know, everybody I know who smokes weed, you're standing around and somebody will walk up and just try to get in on it all the time.
Yeah.
Well, fuck, I said I was wrong, and I said I was sorry.
Well,
Shit.
Stop throwing off Kevin's math.
I mean, I feel like when you smoke with somebody, you're not strangers anymore.
No, I remember at a Sunfest, I was there, and there's a couple KVJ listeners, and and I had been drinking a little bit, so I'm like having a good time. I wasn't wasted, but I was like, okay, I'm having a good time. And they're like, hey, and they handed me the little pen thing. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. So I took a rip on that. 10 minutes later, I couldn't walk. I'm like, what the hell? I was just sitting on a curb. I'm like,
Things we did before COVID.
Kim's looking at me. She's like, let's go. I'm like, I can't move. I'm like, I don't know what is going on. I'm like, I don't know what that thing was.
You just got drugged.
I don't know what it was, but I'm like, I have never, from somebody I don't know, that just because they listen to my radio show doesn't mean I should hit their weed pen. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say
that was a very bad idea.
Be more scared of our listeners because I feel like their tolerance levels are pretty high.
I don't even know what it was. That might have been opium. I have no clue.
I don't know. Sometimes they see Denny's and they want to go real big. There was the one guy that wanted to smoke with Denny's, and he was with his wife, and he took, I think, 2 hits, and she had to carry him to the car.
Yeah, I believe it. I would believe it.
Be careful. Denny's brings the heat.
Yes. So I have learned an appreciation. Like the only 2 times I've done weed in the last 5 years, and both times like just kicked me in the dick. I was like, oh, I'm so high. It's a different kind of high than I ever remember. Yeah, it's unreal. It gets away from you. The other question we had on the Raise Your Hand poll. Raise your hand if you've ever asked out a random server or bartender and got their number, or the reverse could be true.
I did that when I was living in New York City.
Okay.
There was the cutest bartender. He was so cute.
Okay.
But, like all the girls liked him. So what I would do is I would just like hang out till the end of the night when there was really no girls left and I was the last one. I was like, hey, how's it going?
Okay.
Here's my number. I think he called me once and we went on one date and then I never, ever heard from him again.
That was it, huh?
That was it.
Oh, man. Tank that, huh?
Well, I just think he had too many options and he had it going on.
Okay.
He worked like in movies during the day.
Jeez.
He was in a TV commercial that was running on TV. Mm-hmm. He was a guy that brought props to the set. So he was in charge of like everything you see in a commercial, like besides the actor and the location. He was in charge of all that stuff. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. And you're so good looking and you're a bartender for fun at nights. And
yeah.
His props got you wet.
he just had it going on.
He did.
Like, to me, this guy just had like the total package.
Yeah, the BDE going on.
He did.
Yeah.
But I mean, he had more options.
BP, big prop energy. Yeah.
He had too many options.
Okay, you weren't one of his options, huh?
Well, I think
after the first date.
I think he licked the candy and then decided he didn't want to buy it.
He licked the candy? What is that a euphemism for? Is that what happened on the date?
We made out.
He licked your candy?
We made out, but that was it. And then I never heard from him again.
Because if someone says they licked my candy, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this is going to freak me out.
Right. If you say lick the candy, I'm like, okay. I'm thinking something different than what really happened.
Yeah, right there in the bar. I put my leg up on the bar.
Yeah.
Look, I don't know how you Louisiana girls do it.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, I was one of the 60% that happened. Probably the only big ass moment ever happened in my life. I remember there was a server that gave me her number, and we actually hung out. It was at the Bombay Bicycle Club in Burbank, California, when I lived out there. Mm-hmm. She lived in Hollywood, and we hung out one weekend.
That was a chain. They had a Bombay Bicycle Club where I was living in Mississippi.
Okay. All right. Yeah, it was a good little place. Yeah, they were around for a while. I haven't seen the Bombay Bicycle Club in a good bit. So.
Whatever happened to it?
Whatever happened to the good old Bombay Bicycle Club? I don't know. That's a great question. Let me see the other things that we had today on the Raise Your Hand poll. You ever asked to speak to someone's manager? 60% of the KVJ show has said yes on that. I was a no. I think, Virginia, you were a yes?
Yes, I have.
Okay, what happened?
I know I did it at a hotel one time. We had gotten jerked around. The first room we went into was not clean. Like, it was obvious nobody cleaned it. We went back down to the desk. We got a second room, went up to that room, and that room was actually occupied. And we went back down to the desk, and I was just like, look, I got to see a manager at this point. This is just, you can't have me going to rooms that aren't clean and that other people are currently staying in.
Damn, Virginia's a bitch.
I'm sorry.
I'm just kidding.
I just didn't know what I was going to run and do next. And I was fishing for the upgrade.
Okay.
A manager can do that pretty easily. And I love a hotel upgrade. I will do anything for one.
Okay. All right, big on that. Do you remember who else was talking to managers? I think maybe Denny's was one.
It wasn't me. Mine was the asking out somebody that a server or a waiter. I think I only raised my hand once this week.
Okay, and what was your server or waiter? Where was that?
A few. One at Ruby Tuesdays.
Oh, yeah.
2J's, I believe, back in the day.
Did you lick her candy? You remember that?
Candy might have been licked. I don't know.
Okay, there might have been some candy licking going on. Okay.
Hey, side note, the Bombay Bicycle Club was the inspiration for the movie known as the Billionaire Boys Club, whose founder, I guess the founder of the Bombay Bicycle Club, used to like to hang out and ran the operations as a Ponzi scheme.
Really? So the restaurants were a front for a Ponzi scheme? Is that what you're saying?
Maybe in the movie, Billionaire Boys Club? I don't know. I got to look into this some more.
Okay.
It's fascinating.
All right. Yeah, they were around. I remember, wow, this is back in the 90s. I don't know if they are still around or not, if they're a California thing. I thought I remember one in Ohio from way back in the day, but I don't remember any. I don't know of any in South Florida.
The Bombay Bicycle Club was a Ponzi scheme restaurant, and the guy who had it ran it to support him and his friends' lavish lifestyles, and then he later committed several murders when funds ran short. Damn, the Bombay Bicycle Club is kind of awesome and scandalous.
Okay. Well, there you go. So was that girl. She was awesome and scandalous.
I love it.
All right. It all kind of fit. And then the other one we had was ever caught a significant other in the act of cheating. I think only 20%. That was just you, Virginia, right? That raised their hand on that?
Yep.
Okay.
I walked in on a makeout session with my man and some hooch.
Yeah. And,
it wasn't good.
And you're no longer with that individual, I believe.
Obviously.
Yeah, okay. That was pretty much it.
It didn't last long after that because once I see something like that with my own two eyes, like, I can't get it out of my head. And if I stay with you, it's all I'm going to think about. And I'm going to drive myself crazy, worried about whose candy you're licking all the time. Because not being able to trust somebody, it's bad, of course, for them because you can't trust them. But it's worse for what it does to you. Because you become a different person, all obsessed and jealous and nervous, and it's no way to live.
Making out always leads to licking candy.
Candy. Who's in the mood for candy, right?
Oh, I'd lick the fuck out of some candy.
Yeah, I bet you would.
Wait, what are we talking about here?
Coming out of that COVID.
Let me see your phone. Who you been sexting with? Have you fired it back up again, Bird?
I can't hear anything the witch is saying.
Selective
He's just going to
hearing.
send out the emojis, that little candy, and then the tongue.
Oh, so much tongue.
That's all you need to send to the ladies now.
Lollipop, lick it like a lollipop.
A little candy licking. Oh, yeah, baby. Got kind of an update. Remember old River Dave?
Yes.
We were talking about?
That was the guy that lived on the land for free because the person that owned the land had let him live there for many years.
Yeah.
And then when that person died, the kids took over the land, and then he was in court fighting about it, and they burned his house down.
Yeah, he's 81 years old. Seemed just like a lovable dude. Now, they had, I guess, apparently his cats and chickens, they had saved those. They were given to somebody else, but they basically wanted them off the land. And it looks like, he's not going to be able to go back to that land. And they caught up with him because now I guess he's having to look for other housing arrangements.
It's terrible.
And here is River Dave talking about how he just doesn't think that he can go back to being a hermit because he's always kind of been a loner, but he's saying even just, his life in isolation that, maybe this society today won't allow that to happen. And so maybe he's got to change his ways and maybe he should. But listen to how this experience at 81 years old has got him so introspective. Here's Hermit Dave, River Dave.
I'm not grieving over the loss of the hermit lifestyle. Maybe the things that I have been trying to avoid are the things that I really need in life. I grew up never being hugged, kissed, or any close contact. Somebody asked me once about my wife, did you really love her? And I've never loved anybody in my life. And I shocked myself because I hadn't realized that, and that's why I was a hermit. Now I can see love being expressed that I never had before. You're gonna make me cry.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
About River Dave, huh? I mean, he just came with a waterfall of emotion there.
That is heavy.
He's never hugged. He doesn't know if he's ever loved anyone before. And
Gosh,
now at 80,
woohoo, party, it's the weekend.
now at 81, he's rethinking his whole life and his aversion to affection. And I guess he's trying to change and realize that isolation is not the way to go. He wants to be able to open up for love.
River Dave wants to get it in. He sounds horny AF.
I think he wants to lick some candy.
God.
But listen to how he's not pissed about his house being burned down.
Yes.
And losing all of his belongings and his place to live. Like, he's turning a negative into positive and saying, well, maybe I do need to get out there, and the hermit lifestyle isn't the best lifestyle, and this is forcing me to be different.
It's amazing at the age of 81, you could be so introspective and say, I thought I had it right, but maybe I didn't.
Damn, Dave.
Well, I guess the moral of the story is get out there and lick some candy.
Yeah, exactly. It's hard to lick a candy when you're a hermit,
Yeah, candy don't come along very often.
No, you're right. When you're a hermit, you don't get candy to lick. So River Dave is out on the prowl.
Damn, Dave.
Yeah. How about that?
Making us think.
Yeah, no, he definitely is. Thank you, River
He's not
Dave.
like popping off. He's not pissed. He's not screaming.
No, just very matter of fact. It's amazing that he really was able to be so introspective after all this happened, where he said, maybe this is, I put myself in my own prison that I shouldn't have been in, and it's all because as a boy I wasn't hugged.
Damn.
Dang, right? River Dave dropping
I
it.
wonder how much we would change if we were forced to live out in the woods by ourselves, like a River Dave, and then they interview us 30 years from now. How much do we change?
I think you'd be exactly the same.
Yeah, you're good.
I think that was supposed to be an insult, but I'm taking it as a compliment.
No, it is a compliment. It is. Yeah, good for you. This is an interesting thought. Last night they had the Field of Dreams game that was there. Yankees and the White Sox, and that baseball field from Iowa that they had in the movie. So think about this. If you could have attended any moment from a movie, had it been real, what would it have been? To me, I think it would have been amazing to be at one of Rocky's fights. If that were real, especially the fight where he came back, I think the one I would want to see is the one where he comes back and beats Clubber Lang in Rocky 3. I think if I could pick any fictional event, I think that would be the one that I'd want to see. That would be pretty cool to be like, man, I saw Rocky when he knocked out Clubber Lang. That was pretty cool. That'd be good. Yeah, any of those kind of fights would be pretty neat. They have had some moments in, especially like Rudy, things like that, but I guess that's supposed to be based off a real moment, but I don't think it happened like that.
Yeah, they said Rudy was fake.
Yeah.
What about Forrest Gump and Jenny doing the wild thing?
You want to be there to see that?
You creeper.
Is
He
that
wants to sit in the corner and watch Gump hump.
It has been too long since you've licked that candy.
Yeah, he wants to
You don't
see.
know my life?
You want to be in the corner tugging it while you watch Gump
He wants to
boner?
hear Gump's dirty talk.
kidding.
Jenny, can I lick your candy?
I'm just kidding. Oh, the chat room thinks I'm being serious.
Oh,
Joe.
COVID changed you.
You know, life is like a box of chocolates, and so's your cooter.
I swear I'm just kidding. Everyone thinks I'm being serious.
Damn, Bird.
That would be something. Yeah, Bird in the corner, tossing
I'm
off, watching Gump and Jenny. Where he's
We
doing
heard
that
everything
straight
out.
mish, barely moving his body.
I'm so sorry. I went too far.
Jenny, I feel a weird tingling going on in my privates.
Oh, man. I weirded out the entire chat room.
I don't know. This room's pretty weirded out, too.
You got everybody.
You got all the rooms, bruh.
Congratulations. You got us all.
You guys got to get me out of this fucking house. I got to get into work, man.
Yeah.
You can't. You're going to get eaten by a coyote.
Guys, it's going to be an amazing call later. Damn, the coyote really got him, huh?
You're not going to believe the coyote fucking ripped my leg
Yeah,
open.
he was finally going out to go see the IRS.
His first trip out.
He was jerking off to Forrest Gump.
Weirdest thing. That's what's going to happen. That'll be good. Bert will be back in with us on Monday, back in studio.
Yes.
Got our friends from Texas. Jeff giving a shout out to his wife, Ashley. Said we're celebrating 13 years of marriage, but doing one of the things we love to do together, which is going to concerts. And they're going to go see Alanis Morissette tonight. Very cool. She's got an amazing voice.
Oh, my gosh. She's the real deal.
Yeah, an amazing voice. You know, we've been fortunate enough to see lots of artists. And I remember I was at like a little private listener event with her, and not many artists, when they've sung like that live, blew me away at the strength. Like, her voice almost knocks you backwards. She has a very strong set of lungs on her. So
And she's tiny, too.
yeah.
She's literally shorter than me.
Yeah, you're going to see a great show. In fact, you don't have to wait long. She's going to be at the amphitheater on Wednesday next week.
Oh.
So, yeah, she's hitting up Texas, I guess, this weekend, and then she'll be with us next week in South Florida.
You got a song called Uninvited that's underrated.
Oh, my gosh, I love that.
That's
Now,
a great song.
I have said that. She had a couple songs. It was really weird. I hate when this happens, but, you know, she had done Jagged Little Pill, and it's weird how we dismiss artists if... You know, her next albums, wasn't Jagged Little Pill, but her next albums, you know, weren't really bad.
She
No.
still had hits. She did.
Yeah, there was still some really good stuff. She has a song called Hands Clean.
Yes.
If you're looking for that, I absolutely love that song. Under Rug Swept. Like, I got to listen. I haven't heard that for a long time. Hands Clean was really good. She's done a couple other really good songs since then. Yeah, would you say, I think Incomplete was one that was good. She also has a song called Versions of Violence that I really like. So, yeah, check out some of her stuff.
She was also on a show called You Can't Do That on Television on Nickelodeon.
Oh, that's your fun fact of Alanis Morissette, huh?
Yeah, where you at, Virginia? I can do entertainment dirt, too.
I met that bitch backstage. I got to hang out with Alanis Morissette. She came off stage, got in the shower, and then came right in to meet us. Her hair was still wet. I touched it. Bam.
Yeah. And you want to throw out that one fun fact about Dave Coulier as the inspiration for whatever that one song is she had?
You ought to
I
know.
actually heard
You
it
oughta
was
know.
about Bob Saget.
No. Dave Coulier. And the other fun fact, I couldn't believe Suits didn't know about her, that she was engaged to Ryan Reynolds. There's a lot of Alanis Morissette fun facts, isn't there? We could be here all day, but
We could.
who would want that? They'd be going, gosh, this sucks. Just Alanis Morissette fun facts is how we're going to do this?
You got to go get your shot.
I do, yes. I got to get going to go do that, so.
It's over?
It's over, my man, yeah.
Don't forget to.
Start to be cooking.
You better videotape when the coyote attacks you.
I will, Virginia.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Well, hopefully everything goes well with my inoculation, and I'll be back here with you all as well on Monday. So you guys have an amazing weekend. Stay dry, and we will talk to you then. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems, ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.